against children. And that's the pattern of her life. As a matter of fact, we're going to show you some of that here. So she goes on to say that she doesn't even like Laura Mott, and it's not her fault that she didn't get elected. It's not because of her mouth. It's not because of all the garbage her and, well, she has posted in the past, it's all because of Crook. But it's anybody but her. She's the perfect candidate for Otter Creek. I don't even like Mott. She's not for Mott. No. Now it's Brett and Teresa's fault. The insanity, the literal insanity that comes out of a person's mouth like this, that doesn't know how to take responsibility for their own actions. And again, that is 100% textbook narcissism. Maybe the residents of Otter Creek didn't vote for her because on election day, she had a child out in what appears to be some type of animal cage. I haven't had a child in a long time. Maybe they do make things like this for children. But the last I've seen, these are for dogs. And by the way, just so we're clear, as you're going, is there really a child in there? Yeah, there's a child in there. The child is in there. And as Judge Thomas is looking at aspects of me posting the child, which number one, I'm not the only one that posts on What the Hales, which I find that ironic that he's going after me, but I am ultimately the one in charge for all the posts. I'm responsible for them. That's something you'll never hear Lynette say, that she's responsible. Okay, so I'm responsible for everything that is posted. So every post that has ever been made is number one, public information, Fish and Wildlife camera, or number two, it is something that she has posted publicly. And so there is nothing that has ever been done inappropriately by any stretch of the imagination. So what does Lynette go on to say on election day, which by the way, this day was super, super hot. Super hot.
It was close to 100.
It was ridiculously hot. And you can see the child is not happy, hunched over in a fetal position. My daughter is in a very expensive playpen because, wait, hold a second. All right, this is a person who begs for everything in her life. Now all of a sudden she has a very, very, very expensive playpen.
Come on, girlie.
So she begs for everything. Did somebody donate it? Did somebody give money for this? She begs literally for everything. Like, she literally yesterday just started begging. No, it was today. Begging for balls for the animals. Begging for balls and pellets.
Stop playing with balls.
Begs for white paint. Now all of a sudden we have a very expensive playpen right there. Very, very, very expensive playpen. As every resident of Otter Creek is driving by on the way to Town Hall, seeing this and going, this is so inappropriate. Because we were less than a foot from the road. No child should be a foot off of the road at any stretch. This is not okay. We were less than a foot from the road, and I didn't want her to be killed while I greeted voters. Insanity. Literal insanity.
I would not.
At the polling place, well, an allegation has been made to CPS that I kept my daughter in a tent, like cage, like animals, as well as other very false allegations to say I'm mad. Doesn't even touch point. God hates liars. Huh. Interesting. I'm curious how God would feel about Lynette then. Just yesterday, Lynette wrote more about liars from God's word in her standing in her trash Facebook page. NIV, which means
I got a kitty cat.
Lynette didn't know that, even though she's an ordained minister. NIV means just what I said. And it is the P Psalms. The P Psalms, right there. You see that? It's P Psalms 102:2. Alright, it's pronounced Psalms. I bet Lynette didn't know that either. It is Psalms. And when you think of the Psalms, you're really thinking about what it sounds like. Songs. Okay? The songs of the Hebrew nation during this time. Many were written by David. Moses even wrote a psalm. Many of these are the history of what's going on in the Hebrew nation.
There we go.
In poetic form, song. Like when I sing the Otter Creek song, the saga of Otter Creek. That is taking what's happening in our lives and putting it in psalm form so that we share that with other generations, and it's easy to remember. And so this is what it says. Psalm 120, verse 2. This chapter 120, verse 2. It says, "Save me, Lord, from lying lips and from deceitful tongues." Oh my goodness. How is God going to save her from herself? She is a pathological liar, not a psychic liar. Maybe she sees her lies coming before they even come out. Maybe she's like, I know what's going to come up next. There it is. Psychically lying. And from deceitful tongues. She goes on to say, it's a shame our world has lost its way. So many people are hurting. So many people are hurting others. Oh, by doing what? By putting signs up all around the town, trying to destroy a man's credibility, his entire reputation, by calling him a rapist? Or maybe it's claiming that you raised George. How many children has Lynette claimed that she's raised on her own?
When I was on her property, I've only met this woman in person 4 times, and I've been on her property 3 times. And the second time I was there, she told me she raised 8 children all by herself, because she's always been a single mom, even though she was married 7 times.
And she's a single mom still today. She calls herself a single mom.
And that she raised 23 grandchildren by herself.
Okay, all right.
8. And the whole time I was thinking, where are those 8? Why aren't they helping you with your property?
She has claimed she has raised 8 kids. She's the mother to 8 and all these grandkids. And what did she post yesterday? Let me get it to a point where I'm not promoting her pages, but I will share what she posted. Okay? So she posted this yesterday. So people out there hurting other people. Well, there's 8 kids that she supposedly raised. She said, my daughter's M, that would be Michelle, the real Michelle, and we've already shared about her earlier this week. And L, that would be Lindsay. And H, well, that would be an underage child that is across the street right now. That is, in my opinion, very neglected and very much so in danger. You know Mom adores you. I have no other children. I have no other children. Shake my head and appropriately response.
That looks so weird.
That we shared.
Look, I have a night vision now. You can see her eyes shine like a raccoon.
All of them. Oh boy! So now who's hurting?
The camera's almost dead, so yeah. Her eyes shine. It's so scary because you can see her eyes, and her eyes shine. The night vision, her eyes shine's going on. Night vision.
As a single mom, and all these 20.
Do you look at this or not?
I don't even know.
Can I see this?
Count that high. 20-some grandchildren that she solely raised her entire self.